Right now, the average American spends 90% of their entire life trapped inside a sealed room. That is not an exaggeration. It is an official statistic from the Environmental Protection Agency. If you live to 80 years old, you spend 72 of those years inside. You move from a drywall bedroom to a sealed car, then sit inside a carpeted office cubicle. You breathe recycled air, stare at flat drywall, and live under artificial bulbs. Staring at flat drywall and artificial bulbs feels normal because we treat modern buildings as safe shelters. But for nearly our entire history, human biology ran under an open sky. Every cell evolved to read outdoor signals like code. Sunlight, plant chemicals, and open views are physical inputs. They tell your organs when to repair tissue and fight illness. When you cut those inputs off, your body slowly falls into biological confusion. That biological confusion cannot be fixed by assuming the only reason to go outside is vitamin D. Most people treat the sun like a simple nutrient dispenser, but swallowing a $5 pill in the morning gives your body a chemical compound while leaving your nervous system completely in the dark. A synthetic supplement does not clear persistent brain fog. It does not reset your broken sleep schedule. To see why, look at what happens the second you step outside at 7 in the morning. When you look toward the horizon, natural morning light hits specialized light sensors in the bottom half of your eyes. These are not the rods and cones you use to read text or recognize faces. They are called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. They do not send pictures to your visual cortex. Instead, they send a direct electrical wire straight into your master biological clock, a tiny cluster of neurons called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. That electrical wire into your master biological clock needs real intensity to turn on. Bright office lights deliver around 500 lux. Step outside on a cloudy morning, and the sun delivers over 10,000 lux. A bright summer day passes 100,000 lux. Your pupil adjusts automatically, but your brain registers every single photon. Every registered photon hits the reset switch for your hormonal system. Outdoor light shuts off melatonin so grogginess clears. It also triggers a sharp morning pulse of cortisol. That morning pulse wakes your brain and starts an internal countdown. 14 hours later, your brain releases new melatonin for deep sleep. Window glass blocks this trigger, trapping you in a twilight where you feel exhausted at 2 and wired at midnight. To break that cycle of being exhausted by day and wired at midnight, researchers tested outdoor living. The University of Colorado Boulder sent volunteers with sleep issues camping for 1 week without devices. Within 7 days, their internal clocks shifted forward by over 2 hours. Their sleep hormones synchronized with the sun. Their bodies did not need pills. They just needed the original signal. Light is not the only original signal waiting out there. There is an invisible chemical exchange happening beneath the trees. Forest plants cannot run away from predatory insects, wood rot, or bacterial blight. To defend their bark and needles, trees like evergreen pines, red cedars, and white oaks release natural airborne chemicals called phytoncides. These antimicrobial aerosols mist through the canopy like an organic shield. When you hike beneath branches, you breathe those microscopic plant chemicals straight into your lungs. They pass across delicate membranes and enter your bloodstream. Once those tree chemicals enter your bloodstream, they transform your immune defenses. At Nippon Medical School in Tokyo, Dr. Ching Li drew blood samples before and after volunteers walked in cedar forests. He wanted to see if forest bathing was real medicine. The results astonished hematologists. Inhaling tree aerosols triggered a massive surge in human natural killer cells. Natural killer cells are elite frontline immune soldiers. They hunt down virus-infected cells and destroy early tumor cells before they multiply. Those hunting natural killer cells destroy early tumor cells far more aggressively after exposure to organic forest aerosols. In Dr. Li's clinical trials, intracellular anticancer proteins like perforin and granzyme increased sharply alongside the cell count. These frontline immune defenders jump by over 50% after just 2 days among evergreen trees. Even more shocking, when researchers tested participants 30 days after returning to asphalt roads and office desks, their immune defenses remained significantly elevated. A single weekend outdoors rewired their cellular blood chemistry for an entire month. When the team ran identical tests in paved concrete business districts, blood panels showed zero change. Living trees caused the surge. The chemical atmosphere of living trees also calms the brain and speeds physical recovery. In 1984, environmental psychologist Dr. Roger Ulrich published a landmark study in Science. He analyzed surgical records at a Pennsylvania hospital for patients recovering from gallbladder operations. Half the rooms looked out at a blank brick wall. The other half looked out at leafy, deciduous trees. Patients with the green view required far less narcotic pain medication. They suffered fewer post-hospital complications and went home nearly a day sooner. The view alone changed their physical healing trajectory. That visual healing trajectory happens because natural scenery deactivates mental burnout in your prefrontal cortex. Glowing screens and urban traffic demand directed attention. You must constantly filter out pop-up banners, sirens, and email pings. That constant filtering drains your brain cells. Natural landscapes activate soft fascination. Watching swaying oak branches and moving cloud shadows engages your senses effortlessly. Brain imaging proves natural views quiet the subgenual prefrontal cortex, the exact hub that fuels chronic brooding and panic. Indoors, your nervous system treats lack of natural stimulus as an ongoing crisis. Blood vessels constrict and immune maintenance drops because it assumes you are under threat. When blood vessels constrict and immune maintenance drops under that constant indoor threat, you need practical interventions to reset your biology. You do not need to quit your career. First, step outside for 10 to 15 minutes right after waking up. Let direct morning photons hit your bare eyes before checking your phone. Second, take a 20-minute walk in an urban park during lunch to flush out circulating cortisol and restore your focus. Third, follow the nature pyramid. Spend 2 hours a week beneath a tree canopy. You can break that into 20 minutes a day or take one long hike on the weekend. Spending 20 minutes a day or hiking on the weekend reconnects an ancient organism. We built comfortable chairs, bright screens, and temperature-controlled boxes. But your biology never moved indoors. Your eyes, your blood, and your brain are still listening for the sky. Give them the signals they were built for, and your body will take care of the rest. If you want more deep investigations into the hidden mechanics of human health and the natural world, subscribe to InfiniteUniall.